Hi, I'm Tony Sargeant, and today I'd like to talk about my career so far in martial arts, and perhaps some things that you can relate to as well. I'm now at the age of 70, and I started Aikido when I was 23. I then also have done Tai Chi, been to China for that. Learnt yoga, teach yoga now, meditation, massage, healing, and yes, I've had a very full life so far. And my thoughts about Aikido is what I'd like to say. I fell into everything really. None of them were desired for me. They were all by chance that I happened to be there, or somebody talked me into going, and before I knew it, I was immersed in the different arts. I'd like to talk about Aikido really on this first video of mine, because the concept around the world is that Aikido really isn't a self-defense. And looking at the Aikido, travelling the 5 continents of the world, I tend to agree with that. Sadly, it's got out of all proportion of what it started to be, and most people now, because the majority are doing the flowing style of Aikido, or styles, the martial side is really limited to a very few dojos dotted around the world. I would hope to think that we're quite unique, but perhaps we're missing something as well. And the flowing styles do have a lot, depending on what you're looking for in life really. I think if you're looking for more of a spiritual path, exercise, well-being, understanding of others, then the flowing styles are really good for that. If you want to rely upon it in the world, in the streets of the world, as a martial art of self-defense, to look after you and your loved ones around you, most of them, I would think 99% of them, wouldn't work. And that's perhaps why they've got a bad name, and why people have gone to MMA and a few of the more fighting arts, because they're real, it's competitive, and you get results. And when we see Aikido being taught or demonstrated, after watching what the films have produced over the last 20-30 years, we just can't compete. You know, we're normal people with some very good skills, but we don't have a camera crew with big crash mats set up, stunt people doing our doubles, and making it look like the body can do superhuman things and annihilate dozens of people. So when we look at the films, even myself, we tend to think it looks real and we enjoy them, and why not? And then when somebody sees a demonstration of Aikido, even if it's the martial side, the style that I do, we call it Iwama style. Iwama Ryu means the Iwama school. The original one that Osensei produced after the Second World War. Even that doesn't look anywhere near the Bruce Lees, the Jason Stratton, Jet Li, just a quick few, because they are all set up. The founder moved to a small village in Japan called Iwama. That's hence the name of the style. He set it up, and because being a small village in a rural environment, the people that come to train with him were mainly railway workers and farm workers. So very physical, very strong, what I call the no-neck people, very powerful in their own right. So to move them and throw them, you had to also be very powerful. Except for Osensi, he found a way where he could do his art on them and in time break them down so they understood that strength isn't required, but to take someone's balance is. So a lot of people criticise me for what I'm saying because they think that the flowing style is the original style. The original style was actually Yoshinkan, and that was before the Second World War. But after the Second World War, the government said that all martial arts must be banned. And so Osensi, Morei Ueshiba was his name, he had to soften it, and so they couldn't really call it a martial art. It is a martial art, but it was disguised really through fluid movements and exercises. He had a son, who was supposed to take it over, but sadly he died. And so it was put upon his other son, who was more of an academic and lived in Tokyo, to take on the role of carrying on his work. And I'll talk about that in the next section. If you have any questions so far, please just pop them down, and that's the whole point of this, questions and answers, and I'll make the programs to fit your thoughts. Okay.